for the Common Council for the City of Peekskill. Please stand if you're able. Please remain standing, and again, thank you all for being here with us tonight as we welcome Mayor McKenzie and City Manager Matt Alexander.
Good evening. We ask that you remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Detail. Dismissed.
Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, George, very much. At this time, I would ask that Pastor Kilpatrick come for the invocation, please.
Let us pray. God, we thank you for this day that you have given us that we have never seen before and shall never see again. God, we ask that you be in the midst of this state of the city address. Be with those that you have assigned to govern over this great city. God, be with each and every last person that represents this city, every walk of life, every shade, every color. For God, you have made all people. We thank you, we praise you, and we know that you're in the midst. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, I'm going to need the front row to squish it in. Let's go. You got it? Come on now. You all right? Okay. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to, thank you to the 2024 State of the City. So at this time, I would like to recognize dignitaries that are in the room. So we have Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins. Assemblywoman Dana Levenberg. Mayor Buchanan, Teresa Knickerbocker. Honorable Judge Reginald Johnson. Ms. Pam Hallman Johnson from our school board. At this time, I would ask all of our city staff to please stand. So while I get the pleasure of being the mayor, those are the people who truly make your city work, and we could not do what we do here without them. So I thank you very much. Oh, you people in the front, okay. Would the council please stand? Deputy Mayor Riley, Councilwoman Talbot, Councilman Fassett, Councilman Douglas, Councilman Fernandez, and Councilman Scott. This is the team that works together to really help this council do the things that we do here in the city. And I thank you for all of your hard work. So I think now it's my turn to start this State of the City. So Peekskill is one of the fastest growing municipalities in Westchester. You can see that we have grown, population for 2024 is 25,704. We're an extremely diverse community. On the diversity score, we're at 97%. You can find everyone living here in Peekskill. So let's talk a little bit about who we are.
Hold on, sorry.
He doesn't want to work with me. Okay. So in Peekskill, this is our population, and compare it to Westchester County. So our largest population at 44% is Latino, white non-Hispanic is 30%, Black is 23%, Asian is 2%, and other is at 1%. And if you can see, it's compared to Westchester County of numbers of 25% for Latino, 53% at white non-Hispanic, 13% Black, 6% Asian, and 3% other. I want to talk a little bit about the Peekskill housing and income stats. Housing units in Peekskill grew by 8% from 2010 to 2020. That's compared to a growth of 5% countywide. Peekskill has a higher share of renters, 50%, where Westchester is at 40%. 72% of our housing units in Peekskill were built before 1979, so our housing is really getting old. Household income in Peekskill has increased 58% between 2017 to 2022. Westchester County saw a 27% increase in that same time frame for household income. So the current Peekskill household income is $86,695 compared to Westchester County at $114,651. That's an average income. In 2023, the Westchester AMI was $146,800 for a family of 4. So although our numbers have grown, still in Peekskill, 1,200 households, which is 11.7%, earn below the poverty level. I introduced our team to us, but this is when they went on a retreat. It really just shows the livelihood and the workmanship that they do working together to bring our city together. Next is our city manager, who's my assistant for tonight. So Matt Alexander really holds the city together. He meets with department heads on a weekly basis. He has an open door policy. You can always get in to see him. He does have a guard at the door named Stephanie, and she really protects he and I, but you can usually get in. He works to determine and remove any obstacles that exist between city vision and reality. He issues measures and tracking of performance. And as I said, Stephanie is his new assistant, and she oversees the operations by helping him manage his correspondence and daily tasks with city departments. And she is fierce. So we have a newly organized corporation council, and that is Michael Hartman. We've had some issues with our corporation office, and we are now working to repair all of those things. Really taking a good look at how we handle documents that come in, who sees them, putting things in place to make sure there's more than one set of eyes on these documents, and really doing what we need to control the legal work that is done here. Michael has done a fantastic job of cutting expenses and really making sure that we are handling our business correctly. So thank you, Michael. And now all about the money, our comptroller. So Tony Tracy is our comptroller. I see her looking like this, don't doubt. It's okay. This is a very busy office, and Tony is really working hard. She's in her third year here with the city of Peekskill. She's put in new systems, including the Paycom, and everyone has screamed about this Paycom system, but it's really a way that employees have access to their human resources, to their payroll, and I don't know any job where you go and you don't document your time. So that's what Paycom does, and it really just makes sure that there's no errors, and if there are errors, they can really be handled quickly and accurately. So that's a great new system that we have. Highlights for 2024, improving internal controls and policies. So Tony's department is implementing use of requisitions and purchase orders for better budgetary control. Nobody wants to do it, but it's a way to keep us moving in the right direction. Updating the credit card policy, creating a travel and training policy, focusing on segments of duties to create a system of checks and balances, and cross-training within the department. It is very important that we cross-train our employees so that they can move about, and it's wonderful for their own career. So the city is really working hard to make sure that people are doing different functions. Tony's department is implementing additional fraud controls with the city's bank accounts, adding positive pay to the checks to ensure accounting to eliminate check fraud. Check fraud is huge. Even in my own business, I experienced check fraud. So this positive pay really shows when checks are coming in, you know that what's supposed to be coming in and what is not. So it's a really good asset to have. She's adding debit blocks to eliminate unauthorized withdrawals. Planning to open an account with a municipal investment program, the New York LAF. It's authorized by the Common Council. And what this will do is deposit of city funds that currently offers 5.23% interest while keeping funds available for immediate use. So we'll earn more interest on the money, but still be able to access that money when we need it. And working with one of the city banks to utilize the value of deposited funds to offset costs of providing the city with the bank services for tax bill preparation, mailing, and the use of the payment platform at no additional cost to the city. And improving customer service communication with the addition of a Spanish-speaking office assistant at the finance counter. So that department is working hard and getting a lot done. Thank you to Tony and her department. Next, we want to talk a little bit about information technology. And so that department...
Quality time can be cut short because she's always on the phone, always praying.
Are we being like bombed or something?
It's gone.
We're good?
It's gone.
Okay. So our information technology, which is headed by our specialist, Elio Mita, and he's responding to server issues 24/7, manages contracted support team. The IT department instituted an employee training program to vastly improve cybersecurity. We'll move on to our city clerk, Ms. Cassandra Redd. Where are you, Ms. Cassandra? So Cassandra started her second year as our clerk. She's brought 2 years of backlog minutes up to date in a collaboration with our Corporation Counsel Assistant, Natalie. Yes, that is a huge accomplishment. She's added Women's History Month and Irish Heritage Month to the city's program of honoring individuals, the Black History Month and Hispanic Heritage Month, while greatly improving displays with the Field Library, the school district, and others. She's also instituted a system of controls to ensure timely responses to FOILs with the Deputy Clerk, Jeanette Moore. So thank you, Cassandra, to your department. Human Resources. Ms. Joanna Duncan. Ms. Joanna is here. And her assistant, Yolandi. I'm not going to try Yolandi's last name. I tried to practice it today, but they continue to serve as the city's 235 full-time and over 200 part-time and seasonal employees for their benefit needs, as well as staffing 22 departments. They've installed a new HR program for better tracking and communication with city employees, and they've instituted an on-demand online training, which is extremely important for our employees to make sure that they're keeping up to date, and we're keeping accurate records of it. So it's a wonderful new system. Thank you. Appreciate it, Joanna. The man we all love to love, our assessor. So Robert Morin and Paula worked seamlessly together to provide assessment information and updates to city taxpayers. Robert has assisted us with specialized audits as well. The important things to note on that screen that you probably can't read, but I'm going to read from here, is that the STAR credit, he is in charge of that. So the New York homeowners can register with New York State for their STAR credit check. There is the STAR Enhance, which is homeowners with the STAR Basic Exemption who turn 65 by 12/31/24. Senior citizens, one homeowner must be at least 65 years of age. Disabled, a homeowner who has been awarded a disability from Social Security Administration, and veterans. Various exemptions are available for veterans of U.S. Armed Forces and clergy. Clergy members, employed, disabled, or retired should contact the assessor's office. So that's some important information. Thank you, Robert. So our recreation department, Fund for Peekskill. After 22 years, Kathy Montalvo has retired. And so the city manager is seeking to reorganize all city human services under one department, which we are calling the Community Hub. So we want to say thank you to Kathy for her 22 years of service. We appreciate all that she did here in the city. So our recreation department services over 300 children at camp. It provides for recreational programs such as tennis, basketball, baseball. It's responsible for the summer concerts, event planning, preschool programs, the travel, art, and sports camps, Earth Day, 4th of July concerts, and movies in the park, just to name a few of the things that they do. So thank you to our recreation department. Our youth bureau, under the direction of Ms. Tuesday McDonald as the executive director, who tirelessly works for Peekskill Youth for over 5 years in that position throughout the pandemic, and creatively provided both grant-funded and community program for the youth. They are tasked with bringing programs that integrate youth with other segments of the community. She has successfully brought grandpas to Peekskill while maintaining many other vital services for the youth. And these are some of the things on the screen that Ms. McDonald has brought to the youth bureau. Our children are extremely important to us, and anything that we can do to nourish them is what we want to do here in the city of Peekskill. We'll move on to our senior and nutrition. So Jonathan, I know Jonathan is here. I have never seen a more vibrant senior group than the senior group that we hear in the city of Peekskill. They make me tired. And I see some of our seniors right back there recording, and thank you for being here. But Jonathan has increased nutrition and senior services for Peekskill throughout the pandemic. He has successfully brought a new bus to Peekskill, and seniors, as well as a huge increase in the food funding of the city. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But Jonathan is doing a great job. Our hub is really moving and supporting not just our seniors, but youth and the whole community, and which is where we really want it to be, a real community center. So as I spoke about the community hub, Tuesday, Kathy and Jonathan worked together with the city manager, and the city has secured $225,000 in grant support and commitments for the renovation of our Youth Borough building, which is right here next door, and our neighborhood center facility. Since their collaboration, they've applied for $1.5 million for grants for the Youth Borough renovation. We know much more money is needed, but this is a substantial start towards the ultimate goal. So we envision that building really becoming a center with all of the amenities that our children need. So in our community hub, there was a pilot project for our youth, and it was enhanced by the Youth Borough's concept of bringing credible mentors to Peekskill youth and adding workforce development. Does anybody know what a credible mentors are? Okay, so just for an explanation, credible mentors are people who have had maybe a tough life, who may have had been incarcerated, but have come back into the community and have done well, started businesses, and they really come in and they're sitting and they're talking and they're enhancing the lives of our children. We have an age group that is very tough to reach, and we're using services like this, the people that they can talk to, people they can relate to, be taught a skill and become vibrant in the community. So that was one of the programs we did. The first one was a pilot that taught the group culinary skills. So they received a certificate in food handling while working with the mentors and helped formulate the youth life goals. They did a dinner at the end of the program that was stellar. And so we're hoping to do that again. And when we finish that cycle, we will then do other cycles with things that the kids are interested in. But it's a wonderful program. So a little more on our Peekskill Community Hub. We want it to be a campus-type setting where the community facilitates integration for optimal use by youth, young adults, families, and elderly of all backgrounds. With the community kitchen as a central element, providing nourishment and a table for all programming. While programming will be available for distinct segments of the population, it will also look for opportunities to bring the entire community, young, old, families, and singles to the table for true community activities centered around learning, career development, and life enhancement. And as I said, after the second workforce development program, we will launch a technical program working with local businesses to teach app development and gamification. I want to say thank you to Matt and to Jonathan and to Tuesday and to Kathy on that program. We realized that that building, after the seniors are done at 3 o'clock, is really pretty much empty. So it's really a way to utilize space and bring really good programming to the city of Peekskill. And, you know, we're really excited about it. Let's talk a little bit about our police department. Under the leadership of Chief Delusky, we've instituted a park, walk, and talk patrol. So you will, go ahead. Yes. So the council really felt it was important that our police officers were visible and walking in the downtown. Not only does it keep people who may not be doing the right thing from keeping those things, but it's just a great community builder to see your officers walking through the downtown. So we're very excited about that, and we thank our police department and officers for really buying into this program and making it work. We are in the process of training our first civilian complaint review board underneath Chief Delusky. That's being done. We are really pushing community policing. You are seeing our officers out there a lot. Nothing is better than for everyone to know who your officers are and for your officers to know who you are and really to build your community. It's not about arresting people, it's about building community for betterment and equality for all. So we're excited with that. David put in place an emergency action plan, and we're getting funding for the first phase of a new locker room to provide female officers with adequate space. That is huge. That is a very huge for our city to see more female officers and for them to have the right space that they need to do their job. Our fire department, under Chief Seymour, this was probably one of the best decisions that the council could have made, and we thank Chief Seymour and his department. The chief has successfully landed $1.6 million grant to hire 6 new firefighters who we actually installed a couple of weeks ago. He has revamped and improved processes and controls in the department and procured 2 new fire trucks for $2.4 million to be delivered in 2025. All that, and they're answering calls and of service to our city. We really appreciate you and thank you so much. So now we'll talk about our building department. So this is a graph of the violations from 2022 to 2023. And you can see litter, rubbish, and sanitation is up 45%. Snow is down because we had less snow, thank God. Fire safety is down. Working without a permit is up by 129%. Dangerous conditions has kind of stayed the same. Overcrowding is up by 106%. Landlord issues are a negative 14%, although overcrowding is a landlord issue, I will say. Off-street parking is up by 82%. Overgrowth of the properties is up by 172%, and nuisance calls by 24%. So for a total of 36%. So these are violations that have been issued. So it's not going the opposite way. This means that we're using our code enforcement and using our building department to really take action on things that are not the way they should be in the city. So thank you to the building department for all the hard work that they're doing. And that department is run by Nick Cesari, and I want to say thank you to Nick. Public Works, what would we do if we didn't have Public Works? I tell you. So Public Works is really hard at work. That department is run by Chris Gross. Mr. Gross. So we've installed and we are using a new system called C-Click-Fix for citizens, and it gives them engagement with DPW to fix what needs fixing. So now you can go onto your phone to this app, file the complaint, and our DPW Sanitation Public Works will take care of it. They've increased the cleanup of Peekskill with assigned pickups on city streets and parks. They've worked a lot on stormwater infrastructure, and they fixed 354 streetlights in 2023. Parks Department. So our Parks Foreman, Mark Fetzer, has led his department in servicing city's parks and park infrastructure. We've determined the cause and needed fixes for the stadium drainage. That's our baseball stadium down by the city services. So we are working to get that done. We initially thought that that was going to cost us a substantial amount of money. It's still going to be a lot of money, but $25,000 sounds a lot better than $200,000. So we're looking forward to getting that done. So sanitation. Food scraps is a new system that we've started here in the system. You can bring your food scraps on Saturdays down to the DPW garage. And sanitation is continuous pickup of household and business garbage. These guys are working hard. Without them, we'd be in a lot of trouble. We're doing a lot of pickup in the downtown. So our Peekskill water system. So Peekskill provides 4 million gallons a day to 26,000 people, 4 million gallons of water per day. So this department has successfully decreased the number of citywide water shutdowns, increased the replacement of 100-year-old valves by 5 times, provides safe drinking water that exceeds state standards, manages $24.2 million in water and sewer projects, and successfully attracted a $15.1 million in awarded grants. So thank you to Dave Rambo and his department. I know people do a lot of bottled water, but Peekskill's water is good. Very good. So our Section 8 department, where is he? That's my grandson, hello. Hi, Cass. So our Section 8 department opened the waiting list in September of 2023 to allow for more residents to get on the list. They've contracted with the Language Line Services for multilingual service. So you can call in any language that you speak, you can be assisted, which is extremely important. They've been trained on fair housing, limited English proficiency, and disability laws. And the department is a high performer per HUD's management assessment program. And this department is run by Jessica Gannis. And thank you, Jessica, for all your hard work. So planning and development. This is an exciting time for planning and development and for Peekskill. So our planning and development was led by Jean Friedman, who worked for the city for over 20 years, who has recently retired. And Carol Samuel has come to the city, and she brings with her 20 years of experience in the Bronx Planning Department, and most recently in New Rochelle. So Carol is here, and people don't know it, Carol, wave. So the planning department currently oversees $54.3 million of projects, of which there are $25.9 million in awarded grants and $18.3 million in grant applications not yet awarded. So we are working hard to get grants to make sure that we don't put a burden on our taxpayers. In 2023, our planning department won the Outstanding Planning Achievement Award from the Westchester Municipal Planning Federation for the Charles Point Multi-Use Trail Project. I want to say thank you to Carol and her department, and welcome to the city of Peekskill. We're so glad to have you. So if there's anyone here today who sits on our boards and commissions, would you please stand? I want to say thank you to you for volunteering to work on our boards and commissions. It is so important. We have so much talent in our city, and for you to take your time and give your talents to us, we really appreciate it. The city has 18 boards and/or commissions. There are 95 members of the boards. The city would like to acknowledge their donated time and efforts in making the city of Peekskill a better place. The Civilian Complaint Review Board was established in November of 2023, and like I said, they are in the midst of being trained. Currently, we do have openings on many boards. You simply need to send your resume to our city clerk, and she will reach out to you. You'll come into the council, and let's see where you fit to make sure we have the right people on these commissions to help the city get better. So we talked about a lot of good things that happen in Peekskill, but with good things, there's always challenges. And I want you to know that we have challenges here in the city of Peekskill. They would be budget and inflation, but I think everybody has that in their home. Climate change, if you don't think there's climate change, I think you just need to look out the window. And quality of life, which are issues that we all face. But although we have challenges, we're trying to find ways to make sure that we can fix them. So these are hyperinflationary times, right? I go to the grocery store, I can't believe that I got 3 bags of groceries, no meat for $122, and I keep going, what am I getting? But I think everybody is seeing that. And a lot of the things that we've saw throughout this year that are affecting our budget are things that we can't control. So during the pandemic, it brought us supply shortages, rapid price increases, but for the city, the most dramatic was the increase in our health insurance rates. The 2024 budget passed with a $2.1 million fund balance appropriation. 2 weeks after the budget, New York announced historic increases in health insurance. So this graph shows you that in 2014, we were about $2.5 million for health insurance. For 2023-24, we are at $4,800,000. So it's a $2 million increase. That's something we have no control over. So the council kept the tax levy low. We had a 2.6 tax rate increase, which gave taxpayers a relief after double-digit CPI increases. So I know why people may say a 2.6% tax increase, but when everything else is going up by double digits, you have to look that we're really trying to make sure the taxpayer is not suffering. So the effect of a tax rate increase on the average homeowner's tax bill. So in 2024, for a taxable assessment of $9,000, the tax rate per thousand is $296, which means the bill would have been $2,671.63. That's a change of $68 a year. And when you break it down, it's $1.43 a week. So while we did change your taxes, we did increase taxes, and yes, we did break the tax cap, we are asking for a commitment of $1.43 a week so that we can continue to propel the city forward without, down the road, looking at a 15% tax increase. So as things are increasing, unfortunately, taxes have to increase, but we're doing it gently, and we're doing it so that we're not really trying to tax our citizens, and we're finding different ways to bring money in. So I ask you for that $1.43 a week. So this graph is a little documenting of our fund balance history. So you'll see back in 2013, we were at, our fund balance was just over $5,000. It has progressed over $5 million, dear God. Boy, the writing's tomorrow, oh my gosh. So in 2023, we were projected at just under 20 million, and in 2024, we're gonna be just under that. So what this is telling you is that we've chose to keep the tax levy and tax rate low, and so we're using the fund balance, so it's gonna decrease. However, the city is implementing changes that will minimize how we use this money, or if we even have to touch the fund balance. And we're doing this so that we can be sustainable into 2025, because if we don't take action now, going down the road, we'll be in trouble. And we're working really hard. We're talking about budget now, we're talking about budget for 2025. We're not waiting until things get out of control. We're being mindful, and we're being very financially savvy to make sure that we don't overburden our taxpayers. So some of the things that we're doing to relieve the stress is we're saving. So in payroll, if we don't have to fill a position when someone leaves, then we're not filling those positions. Health insurance costs, our comptroller is currently searching for different insurance companies to bring those costs down, and we're doing consolidated services. So like we're creating that hub and bringing departments underneath one department head, it's really ways to bring savings to the city. In terms of revenues, so parking rates and fines have increased. We're really working code enforcement, so those fines have increased, and we're investing money so that interest revenue is increasing. Want to play that?
Yep.
So this is a true sign of climate change. So this is on Park Street, and that's McGregor Brook. Yes. So we are seeing the 500-year storms, we're now experiencing them every 5 years. DPW has expedited upgrades to crucial stormwater infrastructure, but flooding in Peekskill needs more attention, as you can see. So this is a result of the climate change. So what is the city doing now? So we're working with the county, state, and federal partners. DPW Superintendent and City Engineer Chris Gross has applied for $2.7 million in funding, of which the city has been awarded $1.1 million. The city continues to work with New York State Resiliency Program to identify other grant programs to fund more flood mitigation projects. So I will assure you that we are looking for every method, every grant, any dollars that we can get to take care of the city's needs in terms of flooding and climate change. Quality of life. So this graph shows the increased efforts for bettering quality of life in Peekskill. The city has increased every category of enforcement for betterment, except for street lights, because we did those 300 lights last year. So you will see, let me get mine so I can really see it over here. So all the way to your far left is Park, Walk, and Talk Patrol. So we talk about that with our police chief. And so you can see an increase of that. The VTL, vehicle traffic laws stops, rubbish and litter, property maintenance, overcrowding, nuisance, fire violations, the streetlight repairs, shopping carts, and then buckets of garbage. We are removing buckets upon buckets of garbage. And I know people will call and they'll say, oh my God, all of the garbage cans all over the city are packed. They are packed. We have people who are putting garbage in there that shouldn't be putting garbage in there. Households, people living in the downtown using our garbage cans for that. But our DPW is working really hard to get that garbage off of the streets. You can make a call. I can make a call to Chris, and he makes sure it gets picked up right away. But it's where we're struggling. We're struggling with getting all that garbage up, but we're enforcing those laws as well. And then at the very end is our food scrap program, which is a new program. So how are we combating this? We have a three-prong approach, and so the city is educating on non-compliance. So the first thing we do was education. We sent out letters to residents about garbage rules, anti-littering campaign, and school programs, and the See, Click, Fix program. We're enforcing ticket violators. We're enforcing violated non-compliant property owners, and there's cannabis enforcement. When cannabis became legal, we saw a lot of illegal shops pop up in Peekskill. In the past couple of weeks, the Office of Cannabis Control, the county, state police have been in to enforce illegal sales of cannabis. We're working hard, and we're working hard so that when the legal shops come in, we're not going to have a problem. And the remediation. So for snow removal, if you're parked on the wrong side of the street or parked when it is snowing, you're going to be ticketed. And if we have to come out and clean your sidewalk, you're going to be ticketed. So we are educating, enforcing, and remediating. So cannabis, this is the topic of the year. Currently in Peekskill, there are no dispensaries that are fully licensed and approved. So you may have a special permit from Peekskill, or you may have a state permit, but nobody has both. And if you don't have both, you can't open. So March 28th, 2024, as I said, these entities were here and addressed some of the unlicensed dispensaries, and we're looking forward to the state to move along the process so that the people that are in limbo with applications will be able to get their businesses open. So our focus areas for 2024, we want to invest in our parks. We want to make sure the Downtown Revitalization Initiative is moving forward and coming to completion. We want to ensure that our city is walkable, and new development and business opportunities are our focuses. So we have significant capital to invest into our parks. We'll talk a little bit about that. But you can see there the Pew Park, which is almost ready, and then some of our other fields and playgrounds. So the Pew Park had a $1 million plus improvement, and those should be opening on May 24th. So that includes the field, the pickleball courts, that whole new area that we're doing in the Depew Park. Our Riverfront Park has gone under a $6 million renovation, and McKinley, Leeport, Franklin, Riverfront, Depew Park, and Finch are going to be all updated. Thank you to Dana Levenberg and the Assembly. We received a $1.7 million grant so that we can really enhance our parks. So thank you very much. Our community hub received a grant for $225,000 for planning, and we've applied for $1.7 million for a construction grant. So our Downtown Revitalization Initiative. We've heard DRI, DRI, DRI for a long time, and now we're really starting to see it come together. So Pugsley Park, we received an additional New York State grant to complete this construction. It is now a $1.2 million project. It's going to have a great lawn for flexible programming, new electrical services and lighting, 47 native plant species, and we're hoping to have this open for summer 2024. I don't know if you've driven by it or walked past it lately. It's stunning. It is stunning. Okay. So our Fleischman Pier and Charles Point. So the new design features there is it's a new pier that's servicing commercial boats, seating and shade structures, restrooms, a kayak launch, a concession area and an area for food trucks, a bus drop-off and parking lot, activity area and trellis, water main extension, and ADA pathway. And if you have, some of this work is completed, so, go and take a look at it. It's quite beautiful. Coming soon, we have an RFP out for commercial boat operators, which means we will have boats that will be able to come in, dock there, people can get off, come into our uptown, at our waterfront, visit our businesses. It's really an economic development approach that we're real excited about. And we are raising funds to dredge the channel for larger boats to be able to dock. So a lot of stuff going on at that pier. It's going to be beautiful, and, everybody will be able to enjoy it. I'm really excited to tell you about our Paramount Theater and Arts Center. So it will have a full renovation to support performing artists and improve the visitor experience. These are some of the renderings. The facade and marquee will be restored on the outside. There'll be a new lobby and restrooms and amenities. There'll be flexible theater seating so that we can attract different types of acts where you can move the seats standing in and out. New lighting and sound equipment, and a rotating artist exhibit and performance space. And this construction is expected to start in early 2025. As part of our DRI, there was a downtown revitalization fund. So this is where there were businesses in the downtown who were able to get a grant to enhance their building and their businesses. So this one is the Terra Dulce Bakery, which is right on Main Street, and it received a micro grant to assist businesses and building owners in the DR area with capital improvements. We had 10 applicants that they were awarded through a competitive process in 2023. This is Terra Dulce. They're doing an outdoor dining area that should be coming very, very soon. Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber has done a facade improvement on their building. We have 6 others who are in the process of getting their projects approval, and we have 2 who are experiencing some obstacles, but we're doing everything we can to help them get to the finish line. So this is our downtown civic hub, otherwise where our gazebo is today. So we're looking for a rendition. This may not be exactly what it is, but we're looking for something similar to that. It is 90% in construction documents. It will be an art trail hub. Park Street water main repair is expected between 24 and 25, so we have some water issues in that area. We do not want to put a new structure there until we address those, and so that is being done. We have a Harriet Tubman statue that will be in that area from May to June of this year. Thank you to the bid. And this is the new gazebo design. So pedestrian and cyclist connectivity. So we're really trying to make the connectivity from our waterfront up into our downtown. So the Central Avenue connection between downtown and the waterfront, there are 90% construction documents. So the MTA is doing a Hudson Avenue grade and crossing repair that's expected in 24-25, and the New York State Department of Transportation Alternates Program grant was giving award notice in May of 2024. We haven't gotten that correct as of yet. So we're looking for those to help us address those concerning areas. Wayfinding. So we are invested in our DRI to really dress up and give information to our visitors in our gateways and welcome areas, giving vehicle directions and letting people know where they can park, pointing out points of interest, where's the Paramount, where's the library, the museums type of thing, pedestrian and cyclist enhancements, and coordinating with a marketing and branding campaign. And this is in Light and Peekskill. So this goes back to that trail of bringing the connection between the waterfront and the downtown. So these are structures of art that are lit that will go up Central Avenue, bringing people from the waterfront up into the downtown. Also part of that project is art. So we have building owners who have agreed to have art hung on their buildings. So this is on the Bean Runner. We're hoping to have this in 2024. This as well should be coming soon. This is on Central Avenue. This is on the Fern Tree. So walkability, pedestrian safety, and bicycling. These are really big concerns for the city of Peekskill. However, we're really taking a safe approach to this. So we are looking at the areas that are really impacted. So we have on Broad and Main, 19 vehicle crashes in 2023 with 3 pedestrian injuries. We also have from this very intersection up to the intersection of North Division and Main. Those are areas that we are really looking at and studying to see what it is we need to do with a data-driven approach to correct these areas. So the data-informed traffic projects are proposed, so the council authorized a traffic safety task force to be convened in 2024. The city submitted over $10 million in grant applications to address these dangerous intersections, and the roadway and streetscape improvements can make the city more walkable, safer, and inviting. So planning and development. So we're really concerned about affordability, and we all talk about affordability. The City Council passed a law requiring 10% set aside for affordable housing units for new development after 2022. So anybody who comes in who wants to build, they have to give 10% set aside for affordable units. We need more, but we'll start at the 10. The city recognizes that affordability is needed now more than ever and repeatedly seeks developments with higher percentages of affordability. From 2018 to 2022, the city delivered 403 affordable units, or an increase of 35.2% of affordable housing. In 2023, the 645 Main Street project was delivered with another 82 units. So I just want to point out those numbers, that we are doing affordable housing. I know people talk about it all the time, but the city is working hard to make sure that we're providing affordable housing. So this is one of the new housing investments, a project that I believe is renting now. This is 1108 Brown Street. It's opening for spring 2024 with 181 apartments. There's retail and restaurant space underneath, and playground and park area. These are approved projects. So this is 505 South Street. It's 51 condominiums. So we're also looking at people being able to buy homes still here in Peekskill. 823 South Street, where there'll be 13 apartments, and 1102-1106 Main Street for 20 apartments. These are housing projects and investments that are in process. So 201 North Division Street, which proposes 125 apartments. Peekskill Views, which is on Frost Lane, which 27 townhouses, and then the Broad Howard project with 57 apartments. So we're planning for the future, and that plan includes a comprehensive plan. So it will be a citywide plan with environmental justice, inclusive and transparent public engagement, demographics, land use, housing, the environment, resiliency, infrastructure, transportation, businesses, jobs, tourism, park and recreation. We want a full comprehensive plan that really encompasses the whole city. And it's a long time coming. We're promoting workforce housing, so our goal is to improve housing choices at a wide range of incomes and mobility levels. We want to supplement the Smart Growth Comprehensive Plan, including live-work opportunities. And let's talk a little bit about economic development. So we're marketing and branding. So we've done outreach events to capture local perspectives. We're logo to rebrand the city of Peekskill. We're doing marketing videos, a social media platform and posting plan, and expected completion of this project is for November of 2024. We're welcoming new businesses. So we've welcomed these new restaurants and investments. Gleason's opened its new location at 23 South Division Street. Salante, I probably said that wrong, at 21 South Division Street. Benny's Brown Bag, which makes amazing sandwiches, at 1100 Elm Street. The Taco District, which has amazing tacos, at 20 North Division Street. Can you tell I've eaten at all these places? It's a problem. 140 Kitchen, very good as well. Tameless Thai, new restaurant, same owner as Ramanesque. Business Days. We're now instituted something called Business Days, where we're honoring our businesses that have either celebrating anniversaries or have been here for a period of time. We most recently did Risky River and Skin Chanted. And then we have the Mad Evil Scientist. Welcome to Peekskill. It's a real business, and that's part of Bree at Bree Predis at his facility down on the waterfront. We're continuing to welcome new businesses. This is a rendition for the Cosmos Fresh Market. This is on 630 Washington Street in the heart of a significant residential neighborhood that lacks food places. So we're really excited about this. This business was the recipient of a New York State Empire State Development Restore New York grant in the tune of $2 million. Project demolished an existing on-site structure and is building a 12,000 square foot fresh market. And this is by the Navarez family, same owners as Seatown in downtown. So I want to explain a little bit about what Restore New York is. It's an opportunity here, New York State, Empire State, the Restore New York Around 8 program. And their goals are to induce commercial investment, improve local housing stock, and eliminate and redevelop of vacant, blighted, and underused structures. So we had to do a submission of a name of people we thought were ready for this project by March. There's a final application that's due to the state by May 22nd, 2024. And Peekskill is building the city's pipeline and data on potential projects for future consideration and other opportunities. And so what we mean by that is if you're applying for this now and you're putting in your information and you don't get picked, we have your project information and we can utilize that as we're moving into the city and help you in your projects. But Cosmos received that and it's an amazing opportunity and we're hoping that our next round, our businesses are successful as well. So our Firehouse Kitchen Incubator. So this is a project at 701 Washington Street. It's a city-owned property. So it will support new entrepreneurs, food trucks, business and workforce development. It will be the largest in the region. Sponsors for this project were the City of Peekskill, the PIDA and the PFDC, and Westchester County. We received funding from the PIDA, PFDC, the county, the state, and federal. So this will be a commissary-type building where people who are starting their businesses will be able to come in and learn how to start a business, a food service business. There'll be a place for them to cook and store. There'll be a place for food trucks to clean. This will be an amazing opportunity for food service businesses right here in our community. I'd like to say thank you to Matthew Rudikoff, who is working really hard on this project to make sure it gets done. So we have some city-owned properties, and we've put out something called a request for expressions of interest. So what that is saying is we're asking developers to tell us what they think that it could put on these properties. Give us some new ideas. We can do housing and buildings, but give us something that we can look at and say, oh, that's different, that's interesting, that will work here, find something that's out there. So that is our transit-oriented development, which is down on the waterfront, and it is currently available now. So that request for expressions is out there. Those are the 3 parcels that are down on the waterfront. The parking lots, one right across from the train station, and then the other 2 right on Water Street. So if you know anybody, tell them. Okay. So this is the state of your city. We're strong, we're doing well, and I thank you so much for entertaining us tonight. We do have to conduct like 2 minutes of business, and then we will invite you for a reception out in the hallway where we have a few delights for you to partake in, but we really want to say thank you for coming out. I know you could be home watching the game. You came on the day of an eclipse, so we really appreciate all your attention. Council?
You did great.
Yeah?
I don't have my glasses, I left them in the other room.
nothing to read, right? No. Where's Councilwoman Talbot and Scott?
Today also is my anniversary.
Wedding anniversary? And you're here?
I still have chance to have another 29 years.
Say hello. How are you, buddy?
Good to see you.
I got my water on my lipstick. Glasses.
Councilwoman Talbot, Councilman Scott?
See you? Absolutely.
Don't go nowhere. We got 3 minutes up here. Thank you. Councilwoman Talbot, Councilman Scott? Let's go. Kathy? Kathy?
Councilman Talbot.
Councilwoman Talbot?
Okay.
Master.
Just 2 minutes.
That's good. 2 minutes. There we go.
All right. But before I get in trouble and can't go home, I need to recognize my family who are walking out the door. My wonderful husband, my daughter, son-in-law, grandchildren, my daughter Elva, thank you so much for being here. Julieta, thank you. All right, now I can go home. Okay.
Very cute.
Thank you.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mayor McKenzie. Councilman Bassett.
Present.
Councilman Scott.
Present.
Councilman Douglas.
Present.
Councilman Fernandez.
Present.
Councilwoman Talbot.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Riley.
Present.
And Mayor McKenzie.
Here. So at this time, I'm going to ask for a dispense of reading of the minutes, and just note that they will be put into the record for March 25th and April 1st. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Madam Clerk, do we have any communications?
No communications, Mayor McKenzie.
Okay, at this time, I invite any citizens desiring to be heard to come to the podium. You have 3 minutes, and you can chat about anything that you would like at this time. It's different than our usual meetings, but we'll do that now. Hi. How are you?
Matt.
Good. Just need you to state your name
Turn the mic, yeah.
and address.
Right here. So just speak right into the microphone.
Hi, my name is Gene Panchenko, 30-year resident of Peekskill. A lot of exciting stuff. Congratulations on making this state of Peekskill very strong. However, I'm here to be the fly in the ointment. And I have some photographs here that I would like to share with you.
You can give them to the clerk.
These are of the McGregory Brook area, and I think everyone here is aware of how trashed out it is, and that there's a homeless encampment there. And I have 2 photographs here from 2020 and 2024, and it's trashed out for 4 years pretty much straight. I'd like to know what the city's going to do about this. I've complained. I've been in contact with City Hall and with DPW and with the police department, and everybody says they're going to look into it, but yet it persists. I'm a member of the Peekskill Clean Initiative, and we volunteer to go down there and clean up the area. I realize it's a kind of a sensitive topic because people are living there, and I contacted Cynthia Knox of CHOP for her input on that. But the wheels on this are turning very slowly, and anyone that visits Peekskill walking up Central Avenue is going to see this, and it's a black eye. So I would really like you to put this on your fast track radar and do something about it.
I will say to you, I will say to you that it is on our fast-track radar, but you said it, it's a very sensitive situation. So it's not only working with Cynthia Chop, but it's working with the state, with different agencies, because someone does live there. We're not sure if it's a mental health issue, but we have to tread very lightly. And so, yes, it is a blight, but we are trying to work through it. The city manager can speak more to it if he would like to, but it is definitely on our radar.
Yes, I understand.
Was cleaned up at one point.
Yes, in
and
2022, it was cleaned
It
up
was
for a
cleaned up,
short
the
period
person
of
was
time.
removed, and now the person is back. So Matt, do you want to speak?
It is a different person.
It is a different person?
I think so,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, it's 3 people actually have been spotted there.
Okay.
You know, and the issue of homelessness is very complex, and it's very sad, and no one should be living like that, so we should do everything that we can to help these people.
Absolutely.
But not at the expense of everyone that has to deal with these consequences. I also understand that some people broke into White Plains Linen, some squatters. They cut the locks and were in there. I heard that 2 people were removed by the police. That's another issue where this building has laid dormant for way too long. And from what I've read, the owner of this property is delinquent in paying their taxes. I would really like to see the city go after people like this.
Okay. I have to
Thank
say,
you very much.
you're welcome. Go ahead, Matt.
So on the issue of tax delinquencies, the city is in court right now, and we have put together a list of all delinquent properties, and we're working with the judge to move as fast as we can. There was a long delay during the pandemic that made it impossible for us to move forward. After the pandemic, there has also been a Supreme Court decision which has vastly changed the way municipalities throughout the United States collect overdue property taxes, but we are pursuing this, and we will continue to pursue it. We believe that we will have a tax foreclosure process in 2024. And I would just like to get your number for the other issue so that I can get in touch with you. Thank you.
Is there anyone else desiring to be heard? Okay. We're good? There's no one online, correct?
No, there's no
Okay.
one online.
All right. So at this time, I would ask for an adjournment of this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. We are adjourned. Now we can go to the reception.